the airwaves with bikers' first-hand adventures across the country. Ride with us. Keep yourself informed on issues, events, and everything else bikers want to know. The road is their home, and it's time to find out where are they now.
All right, so Kim, now back in a day like that, before the emails and all that shit, and people knew that the place to come was out here for Easy Riders, but they didn't really know where you was.
Yeah.
Did they like track you down and bring their bikes and like come from like Wyoming and Albuquerque and stuff like
Wisconsin,
that?
New
Wow.
York. Yeah, a few people, diligence pays off.
Kind of like the musician thing. I'm coming out to LA to be a rock
star.
Right.
How to work.
Or the Hollywood dude, the movie star.
Yeah, and there's a lot of waitresses and out of work actors.
In this case, it was just some bike builders, though.
Yep, and you know what? Many were not so much bike builders as they built their own bike. And they weren't worried about building another 10,000 bikes for some other guys. They wanted their bike right. And they wanted to come and show us. And man, you got to respect that. And those who did, if the bike was, worthy, it made it. First time it ever happened for me was on Point Doom, about 13 miles from here. Dude showed up, Airborne Ranger, U.S. Army.
Wow.
Steve Sam Lasky rode out from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and he'd been in Nome, and one of my bros thought he was doing me a solid. I seen a guy, look, man, he
Gave
was
you
a
up, huh?
biker all the way. Oh, yeah, man. Hey, I got a buddy who takes pictures for Easy Riders, man. Well, all good, beautiful. Thanks, bro, and it's a Honda.
Wow.
Chopped, gorgeous in that regard, but we just weren't.
And back in them days,
Yeah, it was a
no-no.
difference. Yeah. But Steve, Spooky Sledger, did 3 tours and
3 tours in Vietnam.
Yep.
Now that was some serious shit.
Yeah, and great guy, badass, and heart of gold. Just got to dig down and pry it out.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. Good guy, and he ended up making it in the wind shot or something.
We probably
Not as a bike feature.
He camped out here at your house until you.
He'll be camping now, looking to take my head off. But no, all good. He stayed at my pad for on and off about a month. And this is when I was living in a barn.
Wow.
The horses have more water than me. I brought in beer. It's really cheap. But the guy showed him the rock store and a little bit of California and shit.
Yeah.
But it was unfortunate, but it was an eye-opener. You can't always have a freaking cover shot, no matter how gorgeous you are or how bitchin' your bike is. Sometimes.
Or how much you paid
Political.
dues for the country.
Right.
Yeah.
And he paid his dues for the country,
Oh, yeah.
and my hat is off too.
Well, you guys always did stuff for the military and stuff.
We still do.
You know,
We cover Rolling Thunder and and all of them. Easy Riders, Biker, Rolling, Road Iron, Easy Riders, of course.
Well, I know you guys. You always would send issues of the magazine to some of the guys in Afghanistan. And
Hell,
stuff like
man,
that.
yeah,
I mean,
hell yeah.
They would write you and stuff.
I got a nephew over there. The first Gulf War in '91, man, we were running shots that I'm not sure if the Defense Department had their way they'd want them running. And there were some where military guys, I have not served my country. I do it in different ways, but guys on the staff, Clean, Dean, Keith.
Well,
shit. The other guys, they knew that these shots should not be running. We didn't run them.
Well, you guys always had a cross thing with the military because that's how a lot of the clubs and everything started, coming
Yep.
back from World War II.
Absolutely.
And
The
so,
Wild One,
you know, I mean,
the Booze Fighters,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Yellow Jackets,
right,
the week
the
earlier.
13 Rebels.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Hey, you can get antsy over there shooting people and, defending the country and whatnot. And sometimes your own antsiness can't equal or is maybe a little elevated over society's. And even today that happens. I mean,
Motorcycles
man,
were more simple back then. I mean, it was a
Yeah.
more simple deal,
Yep.
you know?
it was one run what you brung to the zillionth.
Yeah.
And shoot, you made do with what you had on street, on dirt, anywhere you
That's
could.
just like them old 45s. They were a little slow, but they kept going and going and going. And
They're still
they
going
leak a
today.
little bit
More in Europe than
with the
here.
sidecars. And
Yeah.
so when did you first, you guys, it was national at first, right? And then you guys went international. with
No,
the
we've been
magazine.
international since
From day one? Oh, really?
day
See, I didn't know that.
Well, you go international, and whether or not they buy it or not,
Right.
they have to find it and figure it. And it's a hard factor magazine to find, and we were not in
Yeah.
any of their languages. And when we
Exactly,
when we
yeah.
went into doing German editions, French, Spanish, shoot, I think we actually have a Romanian.
It's funny you mentioned German because I actually was on the cover of the German in a 4-page thing.
Really?
Oh yeah, I was in
Which one?
Hollister playing a couple of years ago when Hollister,
Yeah.
and Michael Lichter was shooting me on the stage, and this guy come up and he goes, "Can I please shoot you?"
I love it.
And I go, yeah. He goes, "Who are you?" I go, "You don't even know who I am, and you're gonna shoot me?" He goes, "If Michael Lichter is shooting you, you must be someone."
I love it.
And then I started giving him my music, and he did. They did like a 4-page thing. They
Lichter
even did a
knows.
story on the Bikers in a Circle movie.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah,
Within like a
in the
portrait
inside the
of you
magazine,
or in,
and I was
interviews?
on the cover of the. I mean, it was
Cool.
a girl too, but they had me
Hey,
in a
that's
little.
that's
It was
huge
all in
kudos.
German, so I had no idea what they said about me.
I know a couple of German speakers.
Yeah, I still would like. I'm sure they said good shit.
You have the copy of it?
Yes, I do at my house.
Chris will do it word for word.
Oh, cool. Well,
My wife is
I'm sure it says. I'm sure it
multilingual.
says
She even
Michael
speaks
Lichter.
Peterson.
Michael Lichter said. Michael Lichter, and Michael Lichter. That's why I did it for you. But I mean, it was cool, man.
It's
You
and
know.
that's a totally good, legitimate credential that Lichter knew.
Yeah.
Mike knows.
Yeah, Mike's cool, man. That's one of the humblest guys I ever met.
I'll tell you, he's one of the greatest.
Have you ever seen him pissed off?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've never. I mean,
I
he's
won't
just
admit it
always
if you don't
been
want me
so
to, Mike.
hum-
What do you
I mean,
want?
Every time I see him, he's like, "Hi."
I have one temperature hot. Michael has one temperature mellow. But you know what? Hey, life can sometimes catch up. With me, it's about every 45 minutes. With Lichter, it's about one every 20 years, where you might blow your staff.
Right. Well, did you learn anything from Michael? Or
Fucking heck.
okay, I was gonna
and
say.
you want to hear a Lichter story?
Yes.
It was around 1978. We were at the ranch, which is about 7 miles from straight boom there, up in the Malibu Mountains, and we got in this really terrific submission. It was pictures from Egypt, black and white 8x10s,
Wow.
and like really bizarre. It was like going through an Egyptian market.
Uh-huh.
Looked like a Renaissance fair, but it was like real. And a guy was on a 4.5. Funny you should mention.
Wow.
And we had all these great shots of it, and it turned out it was Michael Lichter's first submission. And I go, Keith. I went dashing over to Bandit's office, and Keith, I think we got one here. And showed it. Michael was in New York City at the time, and he had just been on vacation over there. He and I are both 21. The only reason I know,
Wow.
we're 8 days different in age.
Wow. So he's a Cancer too.
Absolutely. Wow. And as are you, I hear.
By the way, we're both July 12th. Our birthday's the same day, July 12th.
He just gave up
Crazy
the birthday, I
shit.
think.
Yeah.
Boom!
And we always do something to call each other
Yep.
and do something every birthday. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Good times. But at any rate, I digress. Lichter sent these shots in, his first submission. We ran a few, and he continued, and within, I'd say, 6 months, Michael Lichter had a new client. and
Well,
we're
he's definitely.
honored, and we've become shit. We were friends like early young.
Well, for you folks that are watching us right now, and you never, and you're not hip to who Michael Lichter is, you're
Michael,
new to what
yeah.
we're talking about here. Tell them who Michael Lichter is.
Photographer based out of Boulder, Colorado now, by way of New York City, and Michael is a goer, and nothing can stop him, and he's an inspiration.
He shot a lot of great pictures of a lot
Mike
of
never lets anything get him down. He just, you go around it, I go through it. Everybody gets there a different way, but Mike gets the job done regardless of any obstacle, and always has, and all in the idea, and the only idea, making the product better, telling the story better, whether it's visual or written or
He done
whatever.
some really cool shots, Indian Larry, back in the day.
Oh man,
Books. The thing I noticed that entertainers and people that are really good at their craft, they make it look really easy. Like the other day when you were filming my bike, I mean, you was on the ground, you were flipping here. I mean, you and you did it like this.
What? Oh, yeah.
And you shot some really great pictures.
That was a rush job, but you have to get down in the dirt and go.
Yes, it's like the same thing when we go out and
we got
it
good
don't matter
stuff.
if it's 4 people or 40,000 people. When I go out and play, I'm playing. That same thing I'm gonna do in front of 40,000, I'm doing in front of 4 people if that's all that showed up. And
I prefer 4.
Yeah, cool. Well, the best
40,000.
The best time I ever had in my whole life was with one other person, and that was Sabrina.
Bingo!
Yeah.
Big ups.
So anyway, you were also talking about Bandit Keith Ball,
Yep.
and now he has a pretty big online magazine.
Presence.
BikerNet.
Yeah.
BikerNet, yeah.
And it's BikerNet. I love it.
Yeah. And 5 Ball. And he was married 5 times, and so we wrote the song called 5 Ball Blues with Mickey Jones on drums, and
how's it sell?
Rick Baker sang it with Deacon.
Rick Baker, right
And
on.
he had to run from number 1, and he had to do from number 2, and flee from number 3, and ran out the door on number 4, and barely got out alive from number 5.
Did Keith write the lyrics?
No,
it sounds like a biker Bandit original.
It was Rick Baker, the singer with Deacon.
He wrote the.
He came in and sang.
Wrote it
he
and-
wrote the words.
Well, shit.
I wrote
He's
the
a singing
music.
son of a bitch.
I wrote the music, and Deacon Jones played on it too.
Love it.
I had Mickey Jones, Deacon Jones, Rick Baker, the bass player that plays with John Lee Hooker Jr.
Yeah. First
Tyrone,
concert I ever saw.
Yeah, and then me on guitar, and we just went in and laid it on my birthday,
In
July
Copperopolis?
12th. Yes, at the studio, at the Pool Station. Mickey came in, and we all went and laid the tracks right there in Pool Station.
And
in
that's
little
the
room.
place where the TV show launched out of.
Wasn't that cool?
That's awesome.
And once again, you came in and helped me on that. I mean,
I was a little banged up.
but you've really, through everything I've ever done, you've always came and helped me and tried to show me how to.
Some guys are a glutton for punishment, Charlie.
Yeah, I know, but I really appreciate it, brother. And when we'd be doing it, like the Hellbent was there, and
Yeah.
and as soon as you show up, everybody would go,
Steve.
"Well, this must be legit." If he
Keith.
showed up,
Yeah.
if Kim's here, it must be.
Oh,
Yeah.
even I was in
And Steve's,
maybe not a neck brace, but I got in a wreck.
Yeah, right.
That's when I ran into the Malibu Mountain, and
it's
it
still
didn't
kind
move.
of. I'm still kind of.
Let's just say
Yeah.
I can't get the
Yeah.
curveball over.
You was actually
Couldn't before either.
knocked out for a little bit, huh?
Yeah, I got a
Yeah.
head injury, but I was actually wearing a helmet. It's the
Yeah.
law, you know. And
I
I
used
thought,
to ride
man,
the
it's
shit
because
out
of
of
the
that
helmet that
motorcycle.
I survived. Turns
Yeah.
out, fireman I ran into a couple of years ago, and 7 years ago when it happened. I go, shit. I'm glad I was wearing a helmet. He goes, your helmet had flown off like 70 yards before you hit the wall. I'm like, whoa. And I survived that.
And you used to ride everywhere. I mean, you never really drove your car. Or,
Yes, I did.
I mean, every time I seen
Rip
you, you
road
were riding.
everywhere. Sharon
Yeah.
rides everywhere.
Well, you did have the pickup too. Thing,
I
right?
got to have that 68
Yeah.
F250 Ford.
Well,
390.
And then I think we shot the David Mann bike with Steve
Scarborough.
Yeah, and the Panhead.
Keith.
Right.
Keith Scarborough. And we, actually
And you
shot
put that.
a
You
different-
actually put that in your magazine.
Yep.
You did a whole spread. That was very cool too.
Shot by Pauline
Right.
Ortiz y Pino.
Yeah.
Did a great job, and I directed. That was my directorial debut.
Yes, you did, man.
Because I couldn't shoot on account. I couldn't lift my arm or anything.
We went
But
all there.
Pauline
We
did
did
it.
like
Did
the
a
Jay
great
Leno
job.
show and the whole 9 yards, huh?
Jay Leno on
On steroids.
Giddy Up. Yeah, Giddy Up. How about a break? I
Break
could go
time.
for a coldie.
Break. All right, that was a good one, man, huh?
Wow, hey there. Get off your motorcycle. Come on in. Here we go. Got my black leathers on.